All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Yes, yes, yes. All right. We're gonna, as Darlin Jones says, we're gonna have a spanking good day. Um, all right. Well, we have a birthday person, so if any of you out there has got Summer Simon's cell phone number or you're friends with her on Facebook, shoot her a message. Today's her birthday. We hope she has the most amazing day ever. I think she's at school though. I'm not so sure she's on this morning, but I know she gets on when she can. So we, Andrea and myself, got a message yesterday from the Miss Amazing Arlene, and it was about dream. And so it stopped us in our tracks, and we said, we got to cover this today because there's somebody that needs it. And as I looked through it, it was just a great reminder for myself. And so I'm like, we got to share this on the Coach's Corner. So the word for today is dream. And you look at that, and thank you, Arlene, for sending me this, but it's a series of thoughts, images, emotions. I think we experience these things a lot of times when we're by ourselves, we're having some alone time. Maybe we're getting ready to go to sleep, like when we're just thinking about life. It's hard to think about it when you're busy, go, go, go. But when you're by yourself, when you're on a walk, when you're out in nature, like you start to have these series of thoughts and images and emotions. And I've been on both sides of the equation. I've been on a side where I've been at points in my life where dreaming was like prevalent. It was there every day in my life. Like I was excited about the possibilities of things to come in the future. And then I've been on the side of the equation before where I kind of have put dreams on the back burner. I've kind of put them back up into the bag, closed the bag, and just said, you know what, I'm going to work, work, work. And I just didn't think about dreams. I didn't think about like stretching my limits. Have you ever been there? Does that make sense? And I see like as adults, like there's so many times that we limit, we put boundaries around ourselves. We put boundaries around our goals. We put boundaries around, I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too big. I'm too small. I've never done that. I and we put all these limits or boundaries around, and sometimes we even start settling. Older we get, it's like, this is the way it's going to be. Like, it's just this is where I'm at, and this is how it's going to stay. But dream is so powerful if we allow ourselves to do it. It's a strong desired goal, a purpose. Like, to me, that's the biggest thing with dreaming is it gives us purpose. Rick and Jane, they might sit down and draw up a dream trip to, I don't know, like the biggest, best European vacation that's going to cost $70,000 or $100,000. And they draw this dream up, they draw this vacation up. But then there's purpose to go to work, right? There's purpose to save, there's purpose to put back, you know? And I think that's so awesome when, because to me, dreams are extremely important, but you can't accomplish a dream without imagination, without imagining it, right? But it also can't just be left to dream. Like I hear in our profession all the time, I want to get to this rank or I want to make this much money. And it's like, that's a great destination, but how am I going to get there? That's a great dream. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the rank? What are you going to do with the money? Like, what are you going to do? Draw it out, make it visible. If it's paying for the kids' college fund, what does it look like? Where are they going to school? What does their dorm look like? You know? But it can't just remain a dream for you and me. We got to have action items attached to it. Like, what am I going to do to get there? And this other quote, and Christine McKay was with us in Colorado Springs, did an amazing job. But Christine McKay said the younger generation today, a lot of people say they're lazy. And she said, I have a kid that is in that younger generation. And I don't think he's lazy. I think that he believes that he wants to live out his dreams now. Like he wants to live in the moment, meaning he would save up money and go move to a different part of the world to live, get a job there, work, save up money, move to another part of the world, experiencing the world at the age of 20, right? And so it's kind of a different way to look at it, like where some people might say lazy, but no, he's trying to live his dream now. So I guess my thing this morning for that, as I looked through it from what Arlene sent me, was I think I got to have a self-reflection with myself every so often and go, hey, Brent, are you putting it up? Are you stretching your imagination? Are you stretching your limits? Are you stretching and actually dreaming? Or have you bagged it up and just started settling for whatever's to come? Or riding that surfboard of life, and wherever it takes you is where it takes you? Are you focused and imagining where you want to go? So I'll leave it with that. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Great lesson this morning, Coach. Thank you. So the quote that I found is from Eleanor Roosevelt, and she said, excuse me, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And so what I looked into is, how do we turn our dreams into reality? Like, I appreciate, you guys know, I appreciate a good daydream. You know, I like to think about those imaginary grandbabies and all the places I'm going to take them and what kind of grandma I'm going to be and all the fun we're going to have, blah, 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 blah. But how do I turn that into reality? Now, there's some things I can't control, right, in that dream, but some of it I can. I've got to have I've got to have a good enough relationship with my kids that they want to be around me and they think I'm going to do a good job with their babies, right? So that's where I could dream there. But how do we turn those dreams into reality? Well, first we've got to define it and realize that there's no right or wrong. Like, if my dream is, like, let's pretend Christine's son, and I haven't talked to him, so I don't know if this is his dream, but my dream is to live every 3 months in somewhere completely new. And I want to learn the language in these different places, and I want to do a specific task in each of those areas. Well, I've got to define it. I've got to realize, what is it, and get as clear as I possibly can about what it is that I truly want. And once I have it clear in my mind, the next thing I've got to do is get it clear on paper, and as short and concisely as possible. So if we want to really go achieve it, we've got to define it. Next, I've got to work out the steps. So if I have my dream in this streamlined sentence, I've got to work out the steps that absolutely need to happen in order for me to achieve it. So make a list of only the things that absolutely need to happen. We don't have to write down the things that we don't have control over, right? For me, I've got to, my children have to fall in love with the perfect person. Well, I don't have any control over that, right? So I'm not going to write that down because I don't have a choice on that. That has nothing really to do with me. That's completely up to them. So I've got to stick with the things that I need to do, the things that I have control over. And by doing that, my list is going to really shrink down to some absolute definite action items that I can take. So the next step is to believe in myself. So when I look at those items on my list, I've got to ask myself, how do I feel about what those steps are? What fears come up in me? What things that, like what Coach was saying, what things do I say, oh, maybe I'm too old for, or maybe I'm not strong enough, or maybe I don't have the right personality, or whatever it may be. So whatever fear that I feel, my job is to feel it. Allow myself to acknowledge it, feel it, give myself permission to honor that fear, but then let it go, right? Replace any of those fearful thoughts or those doubtful thoughts with thoughts of confidence and that self-belief that, come on, Rosser, you've made it 48 years and you've achieved these things, so you can keep going and achieve some other things, because believing in yourself is one of the most important steps in order to turn your dream into reality. And then lastly, we just got to start. So I've got that sentence in my mind and I've got it on paper and I have those action items and I've worked through some of that fear. Well, now I got to put my feet to the pavement and get to work, start doing those action items, start chipping away at it. And I don't need to worry about being, successful at the very beginning. I don't need to worry about, where it's taking me right this moment. I just need to worry about taking a small piece of action every single day to move that needle towards my dream.
Great lesson. That was good. Arlene, we got to thank you for that, Miss Arlene
Yes.
Hudson. Thanks for the word dream. Love you, lady. Guys, have an amazing day today. Hey, if you're in our company at 2 p.m. Central, we're doing a prospect Zoom. I'll be doing it with some guests. So feel free to join. It's on Telegram, so feel free to join us on that. Love you guys.
All
Have a
right. See you
huge
back
day.
at 2.
Love you
Much love.
guys.
Thank
I'll send
you.
you that flyer again,
Thank you,
Andrew.
Coach.
Guys.
Thank you.
So